So, sciatic nerve, biggest nerve in your body. There's one on each side to get you unless you take care of it. It's the thickness of your baby finger, and it starts right around your lumbar area. So if you're that person who sits like this, or the opposite, too much extension, but basically it's this one, too much flexion, you're risking sciatica. It's not a good time. What you need for this little quickie is a tennis ball or a lacrosse ball if you have one, and you'll need a broom handle. I'm just going to leave this off to the side. We're just going to do 3 exercises. So the first one is going to be a gluteus release, because your piriformis muscle is attached to your lower lumbar, and then it comes forward and attaches to your femur. Now, when your gluteus muscles are tight from sitting on them too much, from not stretching them, it can compress your sciatic nerve. And for those of you who've experienced sciatica, it can resolve itself, but it could take weeks. And you could be on the floor for weeks. Have you got time for that? No. So you know what? If you have mild sciatica, but hopefully you don't even have that, this is preventative. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Okay, so I am pushing into this tennis ball on a wall. This is a column, of course. And I'm looking for that little trigger point where I feel a little bit of tenderness. Look at her. It's going to go. Okay, so we're pressing that little tender spot wherever you feel it, and just hold it and breathe. So you got the picture. You can put the video on hold. You might want to do it on both sides, because as I said, there are 2 sciatica nerves, and they can go and cause pain right down into your feet. And I've been dealing with this. Okay, so that's number 1. Number 2, actually, I'll save this for the end. So we're going to do the supine pigeon just a little bit differently here. You're going to put your left foot on the wall. You're going to take, so this is the unaffected leg, my sciatica on my left. And what you're doing here, by placing your foot on the wall, you can gauge how much piriformis stretch feels just right for you. That's the point. So if I'm not feeling anything, and I am, but if I wasn't, I would scooch my butt closer to the wall, but I don't want to do that. Where I am right now, or if you're feeling too much, you scooch your butt away from the wall, all right? Wow. So I can feel my sciatic nerve, which, as you know, has been a bit cranky for a week or so, but it is getting better, but I don't want to make it worse. Then you just hold here and just breathe. So you've done this before, your supine pigeon pose, but we're just placing the foot up against a wall so you can have the right amount of stretch for that piriformis muscle, which, if it's tight, can press on your sciatic nerve. And in my case, it is the piriformis that, as I mentioned, originates on the lumbar spine and comes forward, wraps around the front of your pelvis and inserts on the outside of your femur. So again, if you wish to stop the video for this exercise and just hang out, you're stretching your piriformis, tight glutes, tight piriformis, both of these, or tight hip flexors can be the cause of sciatica. Sciatica is a symptom. It's not the problem. It's a symptom of a problem. And my goal is to learn and share with you the things that you can have control over when you're experiencing sciatica, or choosing to be proactive so that you don't have to confront sciatica. All right, so now, if either of your legs were unaffected, you would want to do this on both sides, so you're stretching both of your piriformis. So because this is my unaffected leg, I can now scooch myself closer and really get into a little more stretch of the piriformis on the other side, the unaffected leg. All right, you got the picture, right? Okay, so one more exercise. You're going to take your broom handle, you're going to place it behind your left and in front of your right. You're going to tabletop your legs. You're going to hold the broom handle firmly on either side with the leg that is in front. You're going to push on the handle, and then the leg that is behind the handle, you're pushing in the opposite direction. This is creating some space in the musculature that surrounds your sciatic nerve. Breathe, release, and relax. And let's do one more on this side. So again, you're holding firm, pressing front leg, the leg that's closest to you, you're pressing into the broom, and the leg that's furthest away from you, you're bringing it toward yourself. And release. It takes a little more effort than you even realize until you do it, and then you know. Tabletop your legs, bring your broom handle up. So now you're switching, other side. So the leg that's closest to you, I'm bringing it toward me, and the other leg I'm pushing away. And I can feel relief for my sciatic nerve on my left side because I am stretching the piriformis muscle that was pressing on my sciatica. Except I can't spend all day like this. But, you know, the more you practice, you'll have the prevention, or if you have mild sciatica, you'll get some relief and you will help heal yourself. I do recommend, if you have really bad sciatica, that you find a good osteopath and just release for a moment. You can drop that leg. And then let's do it one more time. So you'll be tip-top magoo. Okay, you're pressing one knee into the handle and you're pressing the other one away. So opposing directions. This cross-lateral exercise actually helps to balance your right and left brain hemisphere, which I talked about a few weeks ago. But you know what? There are so many benefits when we practice yoga, too many to mention all at once. And you know what? Just finally, to allow the benefits of what you have just done, let's practice neutral spine. So neutral spine is when you neither have too much extension in the low back or too much flexion. And you can do this up against the wall, but since we're on the floor, let's just stay there. So if you slip your hand underneath your low back, there should just be enough room for you to put your paw there. And then turn your palms up so you externally rotate in the shoulder area. Bring your heels together. Let your feet splay out. You may want to just roll your head from side to side. And when we hang out in Shavasana with neutral spine, the body has the chance to integrate and absorb the benefits of what you have just done. Not only that, it calms your nervous system. And we're dealing with a sciatic nerve. So by calming your entire nervous system, your sciatic nerve also has the opportunity to rest, to relax, and let go of pain. So, enjoy, and may your sciaticas always be happy. Namaste.